Mark Denclow, a notorious gang leader, showcased his cunning intellect and ability to outsmart the authorities during a gripping interrogation. Accused of kidnapping, torturing, and murdering a former gang member, Denclow found himself in a high-stakes battle of wits with the police. Unbeknownst to the investigators, Mark possessed a sharp mind and a firm grasp on his rights. From the moment the interrogation began, Mark made it clear he would not be answering any questions he didn't want to. Despite waiving his right to an attorney, he strategically controlled the flow of the conversation, refusing to provide any incriminating information. The police tried to probe into his background, connections, and possible involvement, but Mark deftly evaded their inquiries, providing only vague responses.
Hey, now that you're starting to bring his name into it, and he got killed, now I don't think I have any other questions to answer for you. Now I think having a lawyer here might be a good idea.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea if you're starting to ask questions about a dead guy.
Okay. Well, let me clarify something with you.
Okay.
Do you want us to keep chatting, or do you want to talk to a lawyer? I need to know that.
You can keep chatting. I'll keep listening a little longer before I call in a lawyer.
His refusal to cooperate, combined with his calculated silence, left the authorities at a loss. Frustration mounted as Mark skillfully manipulated the conversation, emphasizing his limited knowledge and casting doubt on the relevance of their questions. Throughout the interrogation, he maintained a confident demeanor, fully aware that he held the upper hand.
Can you clarify anything for us about Vagabond?
Any stories that I tell at all about that guy, they dip into club business. They did club stuff. And I'm not going to go club stuff with you guys for nothing. It's just, it's against my rules, and it ain't going to happen.
Okay. Even when he was out of the club?
That big a deal to tell you guys that he stole from the club. And then when he got caught for it, he blamed it all on heroin, which was automatic kick out for him. So It's not like we found out about the heroin, we found out about the stealing. And when we jumped about the stealing, he blamed it all on heroin. That's what happened. And he got kicked out of the club like anybody would.
In the end, Mark Denclow's intellectual prowess and unwavering determination proved to be a formidable challenge for the police. Despite their efforts, they were unable to extract the desired information from him. The case serves as a reminder that intelligence and a thorough understanding of one's rights can significantly impact the dynamics between suspects and authorities, occasionally tipping the scales in favor of the accused. In another intriguing case, the spotlight shifted to a rapper widely known as DaBaby, who displayed unwavering confidence and a firm grasp of his rights during an intense interrogation, ultimately leading to his release. DaBaby was brought in for allegedly assaulting and robbing the owner of a nightclub, but he was determined not to let the police manipulate the situation. From the beginning, DaBaby made it clear that he understood his rights and that he was not obligated to answer any questions. With a self-assured demeanor, he refused to engage in conversation on their terms.
The incident occurred at the hotel, 1500 Southwest First Avenue, that you were there for, correct?
What incident?
An incident. You had an altercation with somebody?
No.
You didn't? Did you have a business dealing with somebody?
No.
You didn't?
No.
So somebody didn't bring you $20,000 in front of the hotel in your SUV?
No. Somebody bring $20,000 that wasn't theirs and lied to them and told them that it was for an event of theirs on the 31st. And lied to them. That person, once he realized they were doing bad business, said nah and left for his $20,000.
Okay, so you didn't count?
And got my contact information to do business the right way. That's what happened.
Around what time was this?
I don't know. Whatever time they told us. Whatever time the camera showed me not robbing no damn body that time.
The detectives, seemingly caught off guard by his assertiveness, attempted to press him for information, but DaBaby skillfully redirected the conversation, focusing on the circumstances that led to his presence there. The rapper refused to be swayed by their tactics, insisting that he needed clarification and a legitimate reason for his detainment. He astutely recognized that without concrete evidence, their case against him was weak. Even as the detectives emphasized the existence of surveillance footage and witnesses, DaBaby maintained his composure and refused to incriminate himself. As the interrogation progressed, it became increasingly evident that DeBaby's confident demeanor had rattled the detectives. Realizing that their attempts to extract information were futile, they resorted to bargaining and making promises, desperate to salvage the situation. However, DeBaby saw through their tactics, recognizing that their offers held little weight, and simply attempted to weaken his position. In the end, DeBaby's knowledge of his rights and his unwavering determination paid off. In the wake of expenditure, a simple 48 hours in prison, he was delivered, and in this manner, all charges against him were dropped. The case fills in as a strong update that comprehension and stating one's privileges can significantly affect the result of cross-examination, even despite apparently unfavorable allegations. During his interrogation, Jeff Pearson, a regular person who is not famous in any way, displayed remarkable intelligence and cunning, effectively outplaying the detectives. It was clear from the very beginning that Jeff had done his homework and was well prepared for the challenge he was about to face. He was aware of the significance of his rights and took precautionary measures to safeguard himself because of this understanding. Jeff did not respond to the detectives' questions and instead exercised his constitutionally protected right to maintain his silence when they confronted him. Jeff maintained his composure and stuck to his decision despite the detectives' attempts to provoke him into any angry response. He was aware that anything he said could be used as evidence against him, so he made a vehement request to speak with an attorney.
What happened last night? Plain and simple. Your side of the story.
I'm not talking to you. I'm a lawyer.
All right. This is what I don't understand. I know, but this is what I don't understand, Jeff. You were sitting there talking just like you were ready to sit here and tell me what happened last night, and then all of a sudden I read that to you, and you screw it, I ain't talking to you. I want a lawyer. I don't understand that. What changed?
Because I told you what. I already told you what happened.
You didn't.
How didn't I?
The detectives were caught off guard by the suspect's display of assertiveness and his knowledge of his legal rights. The leading detective made an attempt to strike a deal with Jeff, luring him with a promise of potential benefits in exchange for his cooperation. Jeff, however, was able to see through the empty promises and came to the conclusion that the best thing for him to do was to stick to the choice he had made in the beginning. Jeff had the option to keep a compelling degree of command over the circumstance by keeping up with his quietness and stating his right to legitimate portrayal. This defended his inclinations as well as set the agents in an off-kilter position to address the case. They had a restricted measure of proof against him, and Jeff's refusal to give any explanations that would implicate himself made it hard for them to build a body of evidence against him. The way that Jeff Pearson had the option to outmaneuver the cops is a strong delineation of the significance of being very much educated, completely ready, and having a strong handle of one's lawful freedoms. Despite the way that he was not a celebrity, he demonstrated that knowledge and the capacity to think decisively can make everything fair in any event, while contending with experienced policing.